Hi everyone, Joseph here with Powerful Gains Stock Options. We're going to take a look at today's market action, see where you could have gotten in, how you could have taken advantage of some of the strong movers for today. We're also going to look at some price action and some key stocks to see, what are we watching for tomorrow's action, and what were some of the tools that someone could use today to really take advantage and catch some of those large gains from today. So without further ado, let's take a look. So here we can see this is my watch list. These are my pretty much my go-to stocks, and you can see here that I got the futures. They're showing green tonight. The Nasdaq 100 showing green today. SPY finished up $1.35, up $1.35, and Tesla did its thing, was up $24. See, so we see there were some pretty mixed performance here. Amazon up $43, and then these are my other two watch lists here from the Powerful Gains stock scanner. And as I mentioned quite a few times, these always produce consistent gainers. You can see, look, BNKG up $65, LEN up $12. There's some pretty strong, so you can pretty much just take your pick here, which one you want to get in. Look at the price action. And then here's another one, which Twillo up $13. Len was very strong today, up 12. So you can see, two stocks here up $3. $10, $8. Again, you only need, for stock options, you only need the stock to move. Anywhere between $1 and $3. Anything more than that, and you are in serious gains. And if you're you're close to the money, as soon as the price triggers and gets in the money, then it's just about risk management there and how many contracts you bought. So let's take a look at some of the action for today. So this stock we're looking at is FLGT. Had a strong move today. Let's look on the daily what it did. So on the daily, we can see these lines are key levels here. This white one I identified as a key level because you can see, and this green line here at the time was a key level. When I had marked this down, the stock was moving up and it stopped here at this key level. So I drew the line here to see how it would react, what it would do at this particular level. If it broke over this level, then that's a signal to get in some of the action. And look what happened on the next day. This is a very strong candle. I made a high all the way up to 159, up from 110. So that's a power move right there. In one day's action. Look at the volume here. Look at the momentum. Multiple confluence going on here. So this would have been a great entry at this time. This was back in. Let's move this over. This day was back on the 1st of February. So it broke in here, broke up, and then look, it chopped around this key level here and never dipped below it. And these two inside candles, so I drew this one here because it looked like, try to break through, couldn't, try to break through, and then price finally did, closed up here. What did it do? Continuation here. This is what you call continuation. So if you see a price move, the next day it gaps up. You have a green candle and it gaps up with here mostly green volume. There's no reason why you couldn't get in because it cleared this prior day's close, all these closes, these recent closes, it cleared it, and you have the volume to support it. So that gives you confidence to go ahead and take the trade. I actually got in on this trade, and I got in on this trade as well. Intraday is when I got out. As a lot of you know, I tend to trade mostly during the day in the morning. That way I can get my wrap up my trading and be done after first hour of trading, preferably. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and I tend to stay inside in the trade if I feel that it still has momentum to go up higher. It may just be consolidating. But for the most part, most of my trades happen in the morning. So this is exactly what you're looking for, this kind of price action. And here's how you could have got in. I tend to look at things, analyze price action, and draw my key levels, and then put my highest probability stocks that I want to on my radar, uh, highest on my price on my watch list. So the next day, I'm watching to see how price reacts to those key levels and see if there's a follow through or if it's going to break out. So we see topped out right about this area. When it starts to stall around here, generally you don't want to be in the stock if you're in options because it'll just chop up your options. You want to wait to see if it makes a move higher or if it's going to continue to consolidate. You want to wait for some kind of confirmation for continuation. And as you can see here, it did not continue higher. It actually gave you two sell signals, um, an upside and down hammer here, which is a pretty strong indication that price action to the upside. If you don't see a positive open the next day, then it's likely going to chop or it might pull back. And as we can see the gap here, it moved quite a bit away from the 8 exponential moving average here. So generally, a stock won't move too far away before it comes back and tests it. So that's another indicator. If you're here and you see the gap that already formed, now it's time to start taking profits. Time to kind of lock in your gains and then wait to see what happens. So as you can see, it pulled back. Pause for a little bit at this key level here. Notice 1, 2 candles. It paused. Even this third candle here still traded somewhat around here, but then finally closed below this key level, which is also a powerful signal, that this may be either continue to chop or go down lower. And that's what happened. Looking for all these days here, it just chopped around, consolidated until today. Look, it finally made a move. So let's take a look at how this looked on the 5-minute chart. So here's the action from the morning. You see a gap down, nothing going on here. Strong candle here, volume kind of low. I would have stayed out of this trade, until it showed me something convincing. Here it started closing above this key level here, pulled back. So once it started making a power move, you could have got in on this action. Let's look at some of the other powerful movers for today. This one did make BKNG did make a lot of the power move today, but as you can see, it was very, very choppy. Kind of hard to play this one right here, unless you had your eye on it around here when it started to make its move up. But still, very choppy. Most of the move here actually came later in the day, which is this was 11 a.m. Wrapped up this move about 11:45. So unless you were in or you were still watching the market, you probably wouldn't have caught this move, or unless you set it up on once it broke certain key levels, like this here, this would have been a key level to watch if you were trying to play this intraday. It looks like anyway, here, this is a key level. So looking at 22435. So you see how multiple times it touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and then look at this candle finally broke. That's what you're looking for. If it's trying to break a key level and it doesn't, no need to get in. Just wait and see, wait for the opportunity, either to the downside or to the upside. This one looks like it was pretty strong today as well. It was up $12. And take a look at this. This is just a lot of choppy action here going on. So if you jump down to a higher time frame, let's take a look at the hourly. The hourly shows a different story. That's why a lot of traders do tend to trade the hourly. They trade the daily. The hourly jump down to a lower time frame for an entry. But one of the things that tends to be true is once price starts closing on the hourly chart higher, it tends to make a strong move or same thing when it tends to start to close lower below key levels. It's likely going to pull back or test one of those lower levels. So here you see, it's just chopping around, not a lot going on here, just a lot of chop until this candle here. So, first 2 hours of the day, nothing much going on. And here's your, I don't know why this is not working, but there it goes. So here's your level here. Here's where your congestion was at. That's what I would have been watching. Breaks up, but notice it couldn't stay above. Chop, 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 and then finally powerful move right here. Once it clears this resistance, all this resistance, you could have got in, or you could even wait till it broke the high of this guy, the most recent high. That's when you would have got in. If you want to be even more conservative, you're looking follow through. So this is a strong move. You see high volume here, green volume, momentum's up, lots of confluence telling you, there's price is likely to continue. But here could have been your entry right here on this guy. If you didn't get in on this one, here's how you could have got in again once it broke this level here. So there's multiple areas where you can enter a trade. And just because you miss the initial move doesn't mean you can't get in if the stock, if the price action shows strong follow through. That's the key. You got to see follow through. If you don't see that, then there's really no reason to get in. In that case, you'll just be chasing. But let's say you miss this power move. You got in here at $95, moved up to 97. That's $2. 98, $3. And if you would have rode it just until it continued to not make a new high, look, $100, $101. So, you stay in until it gives you a signal to get out. And notice the space here, it didn't pull back, which is kind of rare. It stayed kind of like on a tight rope here. So I would be looking to see, will it chop around and continue higher? Will it pull back and then go higher? Really take a look at what the price action is going to do next. That's going to dictate if you stay in the trade, if you stay out of the trade until it shows continuation. Let's take a look at a strong mover today. This one also made a nice move, initial move. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. So how could you got into this? Absolutely. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the first 30 minutes of trading, a lot of chop going around. But notice, this is also kind of a level where it really hasn't broken for quite some time. Notice it chopped around, consolidated the end of yesterday. Today it did the same thing. But then there's a move right here. There's a signal on the initial move. Strong green volume, powerful bar right here. Momentum coming up. So you could have gone in once it broke above these moving averages. There's your trigger to get in. If you wanted to be more conservative and wait it out, then here's where it stalled. See how it stopped here? Paused and had an inside day. But once it broke above on this candle, green volume again, continuation. Stay long until it shows a sell signal and pulls back. So if you would have had those rules, followed those rules, you would have stayed in and caught the majority of this move here, which was $55 all the way up to $61. That's a nice $6 move. Could have been a $7 move depending on when you got in. That's how you do it. But you got to stay disciplined. If the trade goes against you, got to get out. Got to be ready to take your loss. But if you're right and you stay in until it gives you here's a sell signal, but notice how it didn't even tap the eight moving average, and it didn't even pull back to there. This one tested it briefly, but look at the volume. The volume was low here. Volume started to pick up here. It's green, so that would have gave you confidence to keep going, to stay in the trade. And that's how I look at price action. I approach every trade that way, and it's proven to be a very good system for me. So if you like more information on this, you like to follow me on YouTube, um, follow me on LinkedIn. Powerful Gain Stock Options. I'll be launching a course in the next over the next couple of weeks that goes into more depth on kind of all the details and goes over some more specifics, so I can help share, my processes, my success with others. So then, um, kind of like a pay it forward. Really, now that I've become consistently profitable, and a lot of my processes tend to work more often than not. So I have a pretty high probability of a win rate, well over 80%. So, I like to share that with other individuals who would like to start trading the market and learn how to trade the market here. So that's all I got for today. We'll be back next time to go over some more price action and check in for the market. Thanks.